My name is Charles. I ring with the Essex Eagles. I've been ringing for about more or less around 2 years now.
What got you into bell ringing?
Well, I was sort of just walking by my local church and I saw an ad that said, you can sort of practice to learn how to ring bells here. We have a ringing school because at my church we actually have a ringing school, so we teach people how to ring 9 a.m. to 12 every Saturday morning.
Right.
So because of that, I just went and decided, why not? Let me try it.
Okay.
And I never looked back really. I rang every day I rang every week. Yeah, I consistently went to the ringing school every week for probably about 12 months before.
Okay. And can I ask you, did you have to pay for the lessons?
No, you don't. No, it's completely free. Completely free. And it's nice. It's just beautiful because I think what made me probably keep coming was the community aspect of it.
Okay.
Everyone's so welcoming. Everyone wants you to keep on ringing.
So was the ringing school, was it aimed at younger people or was it anybody?
Everyone. So at the ringing school, they say like anyone from I think about 7 to even 90 years old can learn how to ring. And really you do get that wide of a gap in terms of age. So we have a simulator and we have live bells. For the ringing school, we normally use the simulator.
Okay.
Sometimes, of course, people are just learning how to ring. Thankfully, we have 10 bells at Pretty. So what we usually do is that we can use 3 to 8 for the simulator, and then 1 and 2 can be used for the learners, people who are just learning how to ring in general. So you sort of get like all levels of ringing, not all levels, but a decent variety of ringing level.
Okay. And what did you find the hardest thing about learning to ring?
I'd probably say, firstly, just understanding the numbers aspect of it. So just understanding the mathematical part of it. Because at first, it's hard to connect just like the pulling of the rope with all those numbers and, methods like Stedman and all that stuff. But I think eventually you do see how it connects. And once you see how you connect, you never look back from then. And it's just fun.
Good.
Yeah.
And do you ever use apps on your phone to practice?
Yes. There are many apps. So even on your, there's sort of the apps for like each stage of ringing, the apps where you can just learn how to, ring plain hunt, or, that's just the basic sort of method where you're just counting up to 5 and back. And then there are other things where you can do more, harder methods, let's say that, and then even composing and conducting. So yeah, there's everything for everyone.
So if you were talking to your mates at school, what would you tell them was the best thing about bell ringing?
I'd probably say, if you're, if you like, number one, there's people. So a huge thing about it is just the people and the community aspect of it. That's one thing you will enjoy. Some people enjoy the competitive parts of it, like competitions like this.
Yep.
Other people enjoy just progressing, just constantly having somewhere. Because in ringing, of course, there are some people who are better than others, but we're all constantly learning, and that's the beauty of it, really. So, yeah.
And do you keep track of your learning, what level you're at?
Yeah, you definitely do. And of course, sometimes you take 2 steps forward, 4 steps. So you take 2 steps back, but then eventually you take 4 steps forward. It's kind of just how life goes in general. It's probably completely different from anything else I've tried. But in a sense, it is kind of just like life in that sort of aspect where, sometimes things aren't the best, sometimes things are going great, so yeah.
And have you convinced anyone else in your family to start bell ringing?
Yes, my mom started ringing as well after I did. So yeah, she's picked it up and she's doing well.
Fantastic. And do you ring for services on Sunday?
Always, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I try my best.
At the ringing centre, or are you in a different band for that?
For Sundays, sometimes, because at Pitterwell we're close to other churches, so sometimes I might ring at Pitterwell at 9 o'clock, then go over to Eastwood at 9:30, and then Canewden at 10 o'clock. So sometimes I might ring at 3 churches and or just for Sunday service. Other times, let's say someone wants to stay for the service, they stay for the service, and yeah, extra.
That's cool. So would you say bell ringing is addictive?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Very addictive.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much.
No
I
worries.
really appreciate that.